I've been in the program for 6 months, and my health now is better than it's ever been. I mean, my cholesterol now is normal, which before it never was, and then plus the thyroid level being normal, having energy, and it has been a lot of years since that has been the case. Well, I have an issue that when I take a regular prescription drug, after 30 days, I develop a sensitivity to it, and so I couldn't take it anymore. And that's what happened with thyroid, which is the medication I needed to get help with my exhaustion. After a while, they refused to take care of me or have anything to do with me. So I finally had been going to a biokinesiologist and was taking natural medications, but we still could not get the thyroid under control. It just kept going up and down, the numbers, and I still felt tired all the time, no matter what I did, and I just felt hopeless and like there was nothing that I could do, and I did not have a life. Well, really, there's a couple. I mean, the first one, when found my numbers came down to 1.3, my thyroid numbers, and we all did a happy dance, I think, in the office that day. But what really was an eye-opener, my husband keeps telling me, I can't believe you're able to do this, because before I wasn't able to do certain things. But at the end of July, I had a 3-day international convention to attend. And we were gone like from 6:30 in the morning and being home till 7, after 7 every night. And I knew for sure I was going to be falling asleep during the day, and I didn't. I was alert during the whole time, all 3 days, and yes, I was tired when I got home, but nothing like I was before. And I had to go to work the following week, and usually when I pushed myself over my envelope, I would break down, I would lose it. I would start getting grouchy, or I would break down and cry. And it did happen a little bit towards the end of the week, but that was before it would have happened the day after. And that's when it really realized things are really different. I can do more. My son even came home from Africa, and they were with us, and he couldn't believe I was walking, keeping up with him, pacing him with walking. Usually I was walking behind everybody before. So just things like that, when people make those comments, it was, yeah, I am doing better, and I'm leaving my husband behind. I mean, it's so, it really wasn't just one moment, it was just a series of things that made me realize that, yeah, I do have a life back. I've got energy now. I can do things where I couldn't do before. Phenomenal. It's a weird feeling. I haven't felt this way in years. I've lost about 40 pounds now, and it's still going, but it took a long time for it to come on, and the fact that it's going down, which before it did, and I could lose 10 pounds and not going any farther than that. So it's been a great feeling. It's been a good process, and I'm very grateful. Go to a seminar and then go talk to them and give it a try, because you don't know until you try. It's worked, and it's worked for me, it's worked for others. I've been dealing with someone for years that even was dealing with a lot of the same medications. They did the metagenics, but she couldn't get it right. They got it right just in 4 months. And I went on her for 20 years. They got it right in 4 months. Well, main thing, I can sum the whole thing up in 6 words. They gave me my life back. And that is worth
I already knew that I had Hashimoto's. I was diagnosed when I was 17. So I had been on Synthroid forever and ever, seeing an endocrinologist yearly, getting my labs tested, always coming back normal, but never really felt better, never really felt like the symptoms were being relieved. Always cold, thinning hair, difficulty losing weight, even though I swear I'm like the healthiest person ever, working out all the time, eating good. So actually I was cruising on Pinterest and saw a book title called "Why Do I Have Low Thyroid Symptoms When My Lab Levels Are Normal?" So I got the book, and it told me to find a functional health medicine doctor. So lucky for me, there was one here right in Livonia, and I called Dr. Shields and made an appointment, and the last 10 weeks of my life has been an amazing transformation. Life before was frustrating. I mean, it was hard. Like I said, I was working out all the time. I was eating good, but nothing was happening. So now, all my efforts are really just coming through, and since starting, I've already lost 27 pounds. Amazing all over. Like, it's been mind, body, spiritual, the whole kit and caboodle. It's just been a great thing for me. All of the tools have been given to me, and it's just easy for me to go ahead and attack my day, you know, with a positive attitude, and there's just no looking back at this point. So they're really easy to talk to. They just get it, and you know that they're there for you. If you're looking to really grab life and, you know, take it by the hands, that you can do this, and you can call today and call Dr. Shields and Dr. Simmons, and they will help you with whatever it is that you need.
I began the program the day after Thanksgiving, so I'm about 6.5 weeks into the program now. When I first visited the Wellness Center, I met with Dr. Shields, went over medication lists. I was at that time on 8 different prescription medications, from everything from recently being diagnosed as type 2 diabetic, high cholesterol, high triglycerides, acid reflux, basically just not healthy at all. I visited the Integrative Wellness website. I was very curious. I went online, I did the evaluation, contacted the office, scheduled the appointment to go in, and I knew as soon as I went on the site and read what I was reading that they could help me. I just knew that. So, of course, as I go in and I meet with Dr. Shields, he goes over everything with me, and he said, I really think we can help you. And I told him, I know you can. And from that point on, it's been nothing but encouragement, support, questions answered before I ever had the questions, a question via email and an answer via email or a phone call. 6 weeks, and I have a totally different life. I have so much more energy. I feel healthy. I almost had felt like turning 50 and beyond, that was all there was to it. And now I just have such a revitalization for life. I'm down on the floor playing with grandchildren now. Not just watching them or wishing I could or trying to get out of being active with them because I just didn't feel good, and now I'm dragging them down and playing with them. After having the experience that I've had, although it be a short period of time, the success that I have achieved in the short amount of time, the knowledge that I've gained, my feelings, I have already shared what I've gone through with so many people. You know, somebody else start talking about something and I'm right there telling them, did you know this? Did you know that? There's somebody I think you really need to talk to. Visit this website. I'd like for you to go with me here or there. It's just, it's overflowing because it's so nice to have answers. I mean, every time I go to the doctor, she's rolling, or there's another prescription, and I don't need prescriptions anymore. And I would love to share this with everybody. I think everybody needs to be healthy. Our bodies are machines. They were created to run efficiently. I get the oil checked in my car. I change the oil or have it changed in my car. I take good care of those things, and I need to do even better for my own body.
My blood sugar was 290 for about a year and a half, 2 years. Been on the program for 4 months, and it's been about a month and a half, you know, since I finished the program, and my health is great. I mean, I went on the program just to kind of control the blood sugar, you know, and maybe get off my pills. And, you know, I wasn't worried about the weight and that, but Dr. Shields said, no, I let you for a goal of 25 pounds, and I lost 45 pounds. Got off my pills, and my blood sugar's under control, and I'm really happy about it. I mean, I never thought, I'm 63 years old, and I never thought I could control diabetes.
I'm Dawn, and I've been in the program for 3 months.
And I'm Josie, and I've been in the program for 3 months as well.
Well, I was having problems with a lot of inflammation and swelling and premature menopause and just an overall just not feeling well.
So I started this program because I have narcolepsy, And since I've been in the program, I've been sleeping really well at night, and I don't sleep during the day anymore. I don't take any naps. And before I was taking about 2 to 3 hour naps. So it's made a huge change.
It's a good feeling. It makes you feel like you're doing something right. You know, that it's working.
I don't know, we've had our share of doctors, and I have to say these two definitely know what they're doing, and they make you feel really good about, you know, the program, and make you feel really comfortable about it, and they're very welcoming.
Yes, yeah, very much so. You know, it was a little nerve-wracking starting, but once you get in there and you just realize the kind of people they are and that they really want to help you, it's a really good feeling.
Not only narcolepsy, but I've also had a lot of health issues, so I was right on board with her as soon as she's like, we're going to try this, and you know, we've tried so many other things, and the holistic approach definitely seemed, you know, like that it would work, and it has. It's been great so far.
You know, it's really hard. We dealt with a lot of medical doctors, and it's frustrating when you go to them over and over and over, and all they do is they give you a new script and a new medication, and it's causing more harm than good, and you're not any better. You're actually worse. So it's a little disheartening, and it's hard to convince people that, you know, we've all been brainwashed to think that, you know, you need a medical doctor and a prescription to help heal you, and we know for sure that doesn't work. We've both been through it, and neither one of us did well, and it's been years. So going through this and seeing, especially Josie, seeing just a huge difference in her sleeping habits, and her quality of life is so much better now that you can't dispute that. And so anybody that's, you know, just trying to get people to understand that, I know it's a little outside of the box and that's what they're not used to, that it really does work. You know, it's not a bunch of hocus pocus.
I'm much happier than I was when I first started. You know, my life has completely changed. I mean, going from sleeping all day to having so much extra time now. I'm like, I can, you know, live my life. I can go to school. I'm not falling asleep during classes. I'm doing really well. And I feel like for the first time in a long time that my future is really bright. So, it's good.
I've been working with at the Integrated Wellness Center for over a year. I've completed the program, and the initial program, and I'm doing really well. I had begun feeling depressed, and I was gaining weight, and I wasn't feeling well at all. And I had gone to my doctor, and I did some tests on me, checked vitamin D and stuff like that, and my thyroid and everything, and things were looking good. He wanted me to take vitamin D and said, you know, weight gain is normal and things like that. And I'm like, but I don't like how I'm feeling. So I had a friend recommend me to check out Dr. Shields, and so I went and checked him out, and so he began to explain. I went to one of their seminars, and he was explaining all the things that I had: thyroid problems, I had migraine headaches, I had chemical sensitivities, all these things. I was like, that's me, you know. So I started to think that they could actually help me. So I went in for an appointment, and he said, I think I can help you. Well, I don't know exactly what everybody else has noticed, but I've noticed that I don't cry as much as I used to. I can face a day and not be wondering if I'm going to have a headache that day. And in the past, I would have been down with a migraine. I would have been not able to cope, not able to help anybody. I would not be able to be there for my family. And so one thing is, I have been able to be there for my family, and I'm not overwhelmed emotionally anymore. I've gotten a little more steady. I do really feel like I have a new lease on life, and I can just be there, you know, where before I'd have to take days out and recuperate in bed, and I don't have to do that anymore. I can go all day without even taking a nap. It's great. If you are having trouble, you know, with life, and you just feel overwhelmed that you're tired of being sick, you're tired of gaining weight, try a functional system place like Integrative Wellness Center, because it's all connected. Your whole body, all the processes are connected. Your physical, your emotional, mental, spiritual, it's all connected. And when you look at your individual systems and what you can do to make them work better, it's life-changing. It's helpful. It may not cure all your problems, but you will have a better chance in life.
I've been on the program about probably 8 or 9 weeks. I was having a lot of issues with things like acid reflux, and now I'm able to eat some of those foods again that I wasn't able to eat before, and it really didn't have anything to do with those foods. It had to do with what was going on in my body. So part of the issues that I was having was I was just tired all the time, and I attributed it to having a young child and being a single parent. But now that I've been doing this for 8 weeks, I have a ton more energy. Family members at Christmas time noticed and just said, your color's better, you don't look as tired, you don't have bags under your eyes. And so I didn't realize how bad I was feeling until I felt really good. And so now I've noticed a huge change in my quality of life, my ability to be good at my job, my ability to be a good parent. And I think that things are just more enjoyable now. I feel good, I look good, and I know that. And I know that my health is following. I'm gonna get the follow-up tests soon to see the difference, but I think I can already guess that they're gonna be 100% more positive. So, what's going on inside is matching what's going on outside, and that's something that's really good. So when you look at the test results, then you decide what your plan is going to be. And so I think for me, it's really getting to the root of the cause, not just giving me a pill or any kind of medication. And I'm off actually most things that I had been on before medication-wise, and just doing it through food. And I think just that's what they're about, trying to figure out how can you solve this by eating something, or do you need to take something? So I think a lot of it has been just a different thought, and then also looking at the symptoms and going in depth to the testing. I mean, part of my issue had to do with my thyroid, and they normally test for 2 things, but he tests for 4, and sure enough, in those other additional tests, there was the issue. So I think just describing to that friend or that person sort of my journey, and really looking at what I want for the future. And for me, it had a lot to do with my son and being a single parent, saying, I want to be there for him and I want to be healthy. And this also has helped him to discover new foods and different things, because he's at that age where he's 2 and he wants what everybody else has on their plate. So he's eating it right along with me. And so that's helped too, is to know that he's starting off on a good note as well.
Through working the program with Dr. Shields, I have lost 35 pounds, which I'm very happy with, and I still have a little ways to go. And that's just not really depriving myself of any foods. It's eating whole, healthy, real food, getting rid of all the junk and the processed foods and the excess sugar. And that's been wonderful, and I feel a lot better because I do that. I've had amazing results. I feel a lot better on the program just because I am eating healthier and I have more energy. I'm still combating the autoimmune disease, which gives me, I have neuropathy, which causes pain in my hands and feet and numbness, and I don't know that a diet will help that, but all of my labs that we have worked on, some insulin issues that were really high, and some other labs that were a concern are all in the normal range now after being on this program since February, so I'm really happy with that. Well, I have highly recommended this program to several people that I know, close friends and relatives. I have some friends that are here tonight, hopefully to get onto the program. I can't say enough about it. They're wonderful doctors. They're very caring people. They've helped me a lot, and I have highly recommended them to many people. Give out their business cards all the time, and hopefully more people will come and see them because they can really help people get better. I'm definitely a healthier person because of this program. What I really liked was that I had been to many doctors, and they had tested multiple blood tests over the years, and they kept telling me that I had high blood sugar, and every time they tested it was fine, and that's all they would stop with there, and my blood sugar's fine. But Dr. Shields was the first person that went a little step further and actually tested my insulin, which was sky high. And nobody had ever bothered to investigate that before, and that was probably pre-diabetic, and nobody had even looked into it. So because of that, and now my insulin's totally in the normal range because of his program, and probably saved me from being diabetic someday in the future.
I lost about 10 pounds right off the bat, and I didn't even try. I mean, I normally exercise, and I'm pretty active, and I'm pretty health conscious, but this was a whole different world. Well, I'm happier. I think I was a little depressed before, and a lot of that has lifted. I have much more energy. I'm sleeping better at night. Just generally good feeling, you know, and I know that I'm taking care of myself because of everything they taught me, and it's just a great feeling. I can interact with people better than I ever could in the past, and I'm just happy, you know. Within a week, my aha moment was just that I felt so good, and I could actually see it working. And one of the biggest things for me was, like I said, if I introduced something to my diet that I had stopped, I could tell right away, you know, what my symptoms were and stuff, that it was, you know, I could see the effect of not eating properly. I have my daughter here today. I have 3 girls, and each of them has different things that I'd like them to come and see them for. But I would just tell them that it's just a healthy lifestyle. It's not like you're going on a diet. It's not like you can't eat certain foods. It's just a healthy lifestyle change. And I was just amazed at the results, and that's why I brought my daughter, because she's having some issues that I just want her to give them a chance. She's been going to the doctor, and she's been doing it for like maybe 3-4 months now with no help whatsoever. It's just a Band-Aid on this, switch your medication, something different the next time, and nothing's taking care of the problem. So I'm hoping that they'll come through for her. Shields and Dr. Simmons, they're just like buddies. I mean, you can tell that they're so intelligent when they talk, and they really care about you as a patient, you know, as a friend.
I had a heart transplant. It was that bad. Slowly but surely, I was starting to get better, but I was not improving to the extent that I wanted to improve. I had to take insulin injections. And then I realized on my own that I had to start doing something. That's where I knew I had to come to the next level. And that's when I heard about Dr. Shields' office, and I contacted him and began his program. Just take one step forward. And even though you don't think at the moment that you can do it, just take one step at a time. That's all, one step at a time.
I've been a patient with Integrative Wellness for about 5 or 6 weeks now, and I did a lot of reading and research before I started with this program, and it fits exactly what I was looking for, and I've been very happy with it. I'm a paramedic, and I've worked in the healthcare field. I'm also a retired Air Force medic, and I've worked in healthcare related fields for more than 30 years now, and was always had a lot of respect for Western medicine. But with the reading that I've been doing on my own for the past year, and the things that I've been investigating and researching, I feel very disappointed and let down by Western medicine and the pill for every problem approach. I think it's critical that we look at what functional medicine has to offer, primarily prevention and nutrition and the important supplements to keep our bodies functioning the way they should be. And in the past I had rosacea and dry eyes and GERD and lots of little minor complaints that I now know were diet related, because in a relatively short period of time all of those symptoms are gone, and I feel fantastic. I was taking Prilosec for GERD and for acid reflux for probably close to 10 years, and when I changed the foods that I ate excuse me, and over this past especially over the past 6 months, because I started making a lot of changes really about 6 months ago. And I have no need at all for the Prilosec. I don't get heartburn at all anymore. I think the most life-changing really is the nutrition guides and the supplements that are designed specifically for me, and the program that's tailored specifically to me, my food sensitivities, my lab values, the results of my lab testing. It's not just a hit or miss approach, it's specifically tailored to me. And I feel healthy every day. I am now running. I just signed up for my first 5K, and even in Air Force basic training, I volunteered for dorm guard so I wouldn't have to run. And now I'm a runner, and now I'm healthier and feeling better than I have in 20 years. I have really enjoyed the care. I'm working with Dr. Simmons, but I did meet with Dr. Shields for the first appointment, and just an example of how far above and beyond he goes with his care. I told him that I had started a Couch to 5K program, but I had already had a muscle pull in the 3rd day. So he took me out in the hallway and showed me the proper way to get started with jogging, and what my nephew calls the Air Force shuffle. And we jogged down the hallway, and that was life-changing, because then I was able to be successful with a Couch to 5K program, and am running my first 5K in 2 weeks. So that care, that I think is a great example of his level of commitment. Dr. Simmons is who I'm working with on a more frequent basis. He's always available, answers emails immediately, gives great suggestions, and is just a compassionate, caring, very knowledgeable man. I get compliments and comments frequently. My skin has cleared up. I had rosacea for years. That's completely cleared up because of the balance of healthy oils that I'm eating. My complexion is much nicer. My skin is softer. I don't need to use as many lotions and potions as I used to use. I use coconut oil for almost everything, and from my hair down to my toes. And people notice that, and people make a lot of positive comments. The fact that I'm losing weight too, that's a big help. The fact that I'm toning up is a big help. And many people have said, people who've known me for quite a few years have said that I'm starting to look younger and younger as this treatment program goes forward. And I think they're right. I think I'm a well-oiled machine now. I'm not just plodding along trying to just survive. I really do feel like I'm thriving and living the life that I wanted to live.
I've been feeling sick off and on for years, probably 6 years at least. I've struggled with depression since college days and anxiety. I had just gotten to a point where I'd had enough, feeling sick all the time, and I'm a stay-at-home mom with 3 kids. I really need to be on my game. I can't afford to just be feeling sick all the time. So I sought out care after a friend had recommended integrative wellness centers, and I'm very pleased with the way things are going. Before coming to integrative wellness centers, I was on probably 2 or 3 medications, and it felt like they were just treating the symptoms, and when I didn't feel like we were getting at the underlying root cause, I would go and ask for more tests, and the doctors would deny that to me. And so now, after being there, I feel like we're actually addressing the root cause of the issues, and I've been able to get off of 2 of the medications and wean down to a lower dose on another one. And this is after 7 weeks of care. So it seems like it's going really well. Now I'm sleeping better at night. I no longer have nausea. Headaches are gone, much more energy. I'm more patient and able to deal with the little kids, and just feeling so much better. My husband has noticed that I have more energy, that I'm feeling much better, and though it has taken a commitment, he's behind me because he sees the results. 3 weeks in after starting my care, I noticed that all of my headaches were gone, that my joints didn't hurt anymore, and that I just had more energy and was able to exercise without pain. And I knew at that time that I was on the right track and that I just needed to continue plowing ahead. My doctors here are available for me to ask questions any time of the day, 24 hours. I can send an email and they respond within 24 hours, often sooner than that. I can send text messages. They're just available, much more available than a normal medical doctor would be. It's refreshing to get someone who's not just looking at what my insurance will cover, but they're actually looking to tell me the truth about the root underlying causes of why I'm feeling so bad. And looking for a natural way, maybe nutritional way, to help me feel better. And I was so glad that they would listen to me. So often I've felt like I haven't been listened to by other doctors, haven't been taken seriously, and here it's just different. This is a commitment, and I'm viewing it as an investment for myself and for my family. I'm learning how to cook things in a healthy manner. I'm thinking about my children and how they're going to grow up with good nutrition and knowing how to cook these things themselves. And I just have more hope now that I can feel good and that it doesn't have to be this way for the rest of my life, that I can do better. There's light at the end of the tunnel. I would just tell somebody who maybe is hesitant about checking it out, there's no risk in finding out more information. It's a free consultation. Just knowledge is power, and knowing what your options are can help you make further decisions down the road. I just know that as being the mom in my family, I need to be on my game, and this has really helped me kind of get my life back and help make goals in many areas of life, not just my health and nutrition. Yes, it was definitely worth it.
I've been with Dr. Shields for about 11 weeks now, so almost 3 months. And before I came to Dr. Shields, I was, I'd get home from the office and I'd be tired. I'd sit on the couch and go, I don't feel like going to the gym, I don't feel like doing anything. Now that it's been 11 weeks in, no, I'm not working out as hard as I used to, but I feel so much more better. And I don't feel like I need to be at the gym 5-6 days a week, because it's just changed. I'm more alive, but I don't feel like the necessity to go to the gym as much. I feel like I can do other things and feel just as active. I actually was researching Dr. Shields for about a year before I decided to make the plunge and come see him. I had been going to my regular doctor and being told that, I kept saying I'm not losing weight. I work out, 4 or 5 times a week. I work out like a 20-year-old, but I keep gaining weight. I'm not losing weight. And I was just very frustrated. And I was told by my doctor that, hey, you're just getting a little bit older. That comes with age. And I was just very frustrated with that answer. And I decided to come to Dr. Shields after finally doing some investigating into him, and thought, well, it was worth it for me to go. And since I've been with Dr. Shields, it's been about 11 weeks now. Without trying, have pretty much lost almost 20 pounds now. And it was due to the fact that he found out that I needed to be gluten-free. I had 3 autoimmune diseases, one of which I knew of, but 2 that I didn't. And nobody ever told me I had these diseases. Nobody ever checked for these diseases. And so with going gluten-free, it just made it so much better. I feel alive. I was tired all the time. I feel much more energetic. I sleep at night, which I hadn't been doing, and I just feel amazing. My life is much brighter now. I just feel like I'm a much calmer person. I don't snap at people at my job anymore. I just feel like I'm a happier person, and I don't get home at night and fall asleep. I get home and I'm like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, and all of a sudden I'm like, boy, you gotta stop and go to bed. You know, so it's really changed how I feel. I work out 4 days a week at the same gym. I've worked out with these women for over 10 years now, and they've all noticed the weight loss, and they're like, hey, now all of a sudden they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, you know, I gotta tell you, I went to this doctor who's, you know, he's just amazing. He did tests on me and found out all these different things that I had that I didn't know I had. I'm eating very clean now. I'm gluten-free, and it's just changed me, but I can't tell you, you know, what to do to make the change. You have to go see him to see what, you know, what your issues are. Everybody's different, but I know that it's totally helped me. Oh, absolutely, it's been life-changing. For me, I feel much more healthier. I feel like, you know, and believe me, at first I was like, I can't go gluten-free. I can't eat like that. It's gonna be so hard. And it amazed me how easy it was to do. I think my moment where I really felt like this was actually working for me was at about the 1 month mark. I had finished what my elimination diet, as they called it, and I said I could start adding things in, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna add these things in, and I'm like, is it gonna affect me the way it used to? And I was really worried about that, and I slowly started adding things in, and then it finally dawned on me once, probably a month and a half in, that, you know, my life was gonna go on, and I was gonna go back to eating a lot of the things that I used to eat, but I was just eating in a healthier way, and I was just feeling better, and I knew what I shouldn't eat and what I could eat, and at that moment I decided, hey, I can do this for the rest of my life, and I can feel good for the rest of my life. All I can say is that both Dr. Simmons and Dr. Shields are two of the warmest people I've ever met. They're very encouraging. They're very, you know, don't take it out on yourself. There was a time when I wasn't losing as much weight as I thought I could be. And then but they look at you and they say, hey, give yourself a break. You know, we're fixing this, but you're going to hit different things, and you can't beat yourself up about it, but it will work and you will see the results. And they're right, I did see the results.
For me, I was at the point where I was crying every single day. My anxiety was horrible. I started not being able to handle life. So I went to see a therapist, and they recommended that I get on anxiety medication and depression medication. And I was apprehensive about starting that because I had fears about side effects. And I mentioned that to her, and she kind of just told me, well, could it be any worse than what you're going through right now? And my answer was no. So I went home and I told my mom, and my mom kind of asked some of the same questions that I had, and I was just like, well, I want to get better. So my mom, later that night, came to me with a flyer from Integrative Wellness, and she said, read this, look over it. If you want to go for the free initial consultation, I'll take you, and it's up to you whether you want to proceed. So I begrudgingly went because I was sick of having doctors, going to see new doctors, them telling me, hey, this is gonna work, we've got something for you that'll help. And I was sick of hearing it all the time and not getting better. So I went and I saw Dr. Shields, and after meeting with him and talking to him, I felt a bit of hope that actually somebody might be able to help me. And they did. 4 weeks into the program, I immediately felt a million times better. I wasn't crying every single day. I felt happy again. I was hopeful about my future. I used to diet all the time and trying to lose weight, and then I gain it right back and I lose it again. And on this program, I haven't had to really cut back on my eating. I've had to adjust it a bit because I found out I had food allergies that I never knew existed. We've had to heal my gut, but in the process, I've learned a whole new way of eating, a whole new healthy lifestyle, and I'm so grateful for the changes that I've experienced thanks to Dr. Shields and Dr. Simmons, and everyone in the office is so hardworking and they really care about my progress, and I have so much to thank them for giving me my life back. So, you really need to go see Dr. Shields and Dr. Simmons because the care that you receive here is unlike anything else that you can find. because with functional medicine, you aren't being prescribed a drug to fix your symptoms or whatever you're expressing. They really get to the root cause. I didn't know that I had digestive issues. I didn't know I had autoimmune disease. I didn't know I had liver dysfunction, hormonal imbalances that were causing all these other things. I just thought I had anxiety, and I thought maybe being put on anxiety medication would at least make me feel normal again. But instead of feeling normal, I feel healthy. I'm doing better than I ever have felt in a really, really long time, and I'm really happy to be this way, so go see them.